Now, listen, you guys, it seems like a lot of things are happening right now in as far as the entertainment industry is concerned. Now, there is a lady who used to work with Beyonce who is coming through with some weird and crazy allegations. We're going to be discussing about that, and we're also going to be talking about academics validating everything that Nicki Minaj has been saying about the music industry. And Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club are seemingly now taking it way too far. When it comes to Loren Lorosa, I do hope that whatever she does know that, well, what you saw and what you put out there in the world will always come back to you, because I feel like she's getting a little bit too carried away with the Breakfast Club to the point where she does not know when to draw the lines, okay? Especially if you're now out there playing a person's child, on the radio, and I feel like they're just lines that you don't cross as a woman, okay? We're going to discuss about those things as well. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the Tea Blog. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about this entire Beyonce situation. And at this point, I do not know what to believe when it comes to that nation, okay? Anything related to fraudulent nation. Personally, I'm just taking everything with a grain of salt, because you do not know when they actually mean something or when they are out there trying to distract people, from whatever that is going on behind the scenes as it pertains to their CEO. Now, there is a lady who used to work with Beyonce, allegedly back in the day, and her name is Keyshia, okay? She's coming through with some crazy allegations on Beyonce. Now, I went to her page, and fortunately, I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate, but when I went to her page, the post had since been deleted. But this is what she had to say. This is the caption, put together with Beyonce's picture. Anyway, this is what she had to say. She said, "Are you effing serious? You called for my child to be R-worded? You evil effing witch. At essence, check on my child. I'm about to blow this ish through the effing roof. At Beyonce, you went too effing far. You gotta be kidding me. I'm the child you offed to be a star. You forgot? You were only supposed to be a star on the tree, giving orders of takeouts. Never went with your stardom. Watch what the F y'all do at this time. When it was happening to me, I kept my mouth shut for my career. Not with my goddaughter. I will blow your world up." And she said hashtag Destiny's Child, and then she said, "Really, Jiggerman," okay, basically referring to the title Swindler. Now, when it comes to this entire thing, I'm just looking and I'm like, what is going on? All of a sudden, it seems like everybody has got something to say about the fraudulent nation and anything that is tied to that man, to the title Swindler. I'm talking about, Brother Billionaire. Now, other people are also saying that, well, she is having manic episodes. And at this point, really, everything is alleged, because I don't know what is true. I don't know what's not true. And now, given how, certain people have been trying to push and, diagnosis on people as if they are working in the medical field, I'm now just wondering, do we just take everything they say? Do we take their word for it when they say that somebody is going through a manic episode, seeing how they've been trying to do Nicki Minaj, seeing how Desiree's daughter has been accusing, certain people of doing the same thing to her, to say when she wants to speak up, they say that she's not mentally okay. It's which world are we living in? Are we in the Matrix at this point? Because I do not understand how these people are allegedly getting away with things like this. And when people are powerful to the point of misdiagnosing someone and having doctors go along with it, that becomes scary. Because if doctors who have taken the oath are being compromised, then who are you to turn to, really? If you cannot even trust doctors, so who are you going to turn to? It's actually getting very messy. But one thing I know about it is that when things become too much like this, when people begin to exalt themselves so much above other human beings and above God, God will quickly humble them. So I'm just looking at this and I'm like, I know that something is about to happen, because the way things are now going down right now, It's crazy. And the way these people are moving like they're untouchable is insane. Speaking about people that are untouchable, let us talk about the Breakfast Club. Loren Lorosa is having, I do not know what exactly is going on with her. I guess it's the attention that she's not used to. I mean, she used to work at TMZ. And if you know anything about TMZ, they were probably not rating her, being that, she's that woman, she's a woman of color. She was probably not getting rated at all at TMZ. And now she's out here, at the Breakfast Club. She's getting a little bit of hype when she was going at it with Jess Hilarious. I mean, people were siding with her, saying that she does her job better than Jess Hilarious. So I feel like that little bit of fame kind of is getting to her head, where she doesn't know humanly limits. Because trust me, even as I'm on this channel, even as I speak on people that I don't like, I still leave that part of being a human being, okay? There is just a part of humanity that you have to say, okay, this is where I'm stopping. I think I'm doing a little bit too much. Even when I'm talking about Advovo BBO, of course, I can tease her about her 11 faces, her surgery and stuff like that. Anything that she has control over, things like, touching your face, you make that decision, things like, crashing out, things like lying, things like the hypocrisy, things like backtracking. I can call her out on things like that. But when it comes to certain sensitive things, I'm just like, I'm not going to do it. And I feel like as a human being, you just have to have that restraint to say no. This is where I stop. But with her, she's going way too far. Yesterday, she was on Twitter talking about, I'm trying to get in Nicki Minaj space, Twitter space. What is she saying? And you could tell that even when she played part of the clip of, Nicki Minaj talking, there's a space that she ended quickly because her child came in the picture. She couldn't wait to play that part. You could tell. You really could tell. And it's sad when you look at her and you're like, ma'am, do you really think that there is no life after that hour that you spend at iHeart? Because, even someone as young as myself do know that, that ends, okay? You're not going to live in that 1 hour for the rest of your life. Surely the karma may not get you in as far as your career is concerned, but you've got a life out there. I would like at least to believe that she does have a life out of being a bone collector. I would want to believe at least that. You cannot tell me that her entire essence is wrapped around going to the Breakfast Club, collecting bonds on people that she doesn't like and, acting like a chihuahua on the Breakfast Club, leading on the conversation. Meanwhile, Envy is out there just nodding. Jess Hilarious knows when to draw the line, and in you're coming. Imagine collecting bonds to the point where even we are saying that Jess Hilarious is not even doing too much as you're doing. It's weird to me. And I love the fact that the Babs are really calling her out, on the internet. And it's interesting to me, the bias, because, yesterday, Advovo BBO was out there crashing out on Twitter talking about making phone calls and stuff like that. But we didn't hear them covering that. Of course, they only are able to cover Nicki Minaj. At this point, if you're a regular human being, if you don't have any ties to the industry and you are choosing to say you don't see what's happening, you have an evil heart. That's what I'm just going to say. I feel like you have such a dark spirit, because you cannot tell me that these two female rappers went on Twitter spaces yesterday. Nicki wasn't crashing out yesterday. Like, literally, she wasn't even raising her voice. She was speaking calmly, yet Loren had the time to log into that Twitter space. But Advovo BBO was screaming, stuttering, and doing all sorts of things. We didn't hear them talking about that. Yet you want us to believe that there is no bias. Yet you see that bias and you're like, we don't care. It's protect black women until it's the black women that we don't like. Just because I don't like Nicki Minaj, it doesn't matter if she's not treating, can't you see that? Loren, aren't you ashamed of yourself? How much are they paying you to be acting like such a dog, a disgusting, low down, dirty human being with a flat face? I'm sorry, the flat face thing, I'm not the one who said it. Somebody said it. I think it was Tasha K or something. I don't insult people on this channel. I don't. I might give you a cute nickname, but it's not in my habit to insult people. But wow, Loren. Anyway, speaking about Nicki Minaj's Twitter space, I did a video earlier on and I was talking about how she was out there name dropping, DJ Akademiks. DJ Akademiks reacted to that Twitter space and in real time. And you are spilling some tea when even your arch enemy, your arch nemesis is out there talking about. I wish I could say that Nicki Minaj is delusional, but I really can't, because a lot of the things that she's saying makes a lot of sense. And he also made it a point to say that I don't like Nicki Minaj. On a normal day, I probably would have gone on the internet to say, look at her, she's crazy. But I can't even do that because she's making a lot of sense. And you know how much DJ Akademiks dislikes Nicki Minaj. And, that lady is so smart to the point where Akademiks was like, now that Nicki is saying this, she's making so much sense. She literally told him that, well, you saying that, well, they are asking me these questions. They didn't think I was going to say it. Nicki was like, nah, you don't understand the game. They knew you were going to react like this. They knew you were going to be yapping on the internet. They knew you were loud behind Mother Chaka. And that's what they were banking on, to keep you as a distraction to whatever that is going on with the case between Desiree and her daughter. And you could tell that it was like an epiphany. He had an epiphany of some sort. Okay. But anyway, I will insert what DJ Akademiks had to say, you guys, and let me know what you think about everything in this situation. And the sad part about this is, at the end of the video, he does say that, well, Nicki, you have resources than I have. I know what you're fighting against. At least I can respect him for being honest to say, you're not totally delusional. You're not crazy. I see what's happening, but I'm just scared to go against these people. At least he's honest to say that I don't have the resources to go against these people, but you are not crazy for doing or saying what you're saying. I respect him better than all these other media platforms, including Joe Biden, including the Breakfast Club, because, well, when it comes to the Breakfast Club, they're just doing their job. I mean, if they're told to do this, that's what they will do. But when it comes to Joe Biden, I'm just looking at him like, sir, you are who are behind Bold Ninja. That's what you are. Okay, the likes of Lad, the likes of Elliot, I look at those men and I see clowns. I see literal clowns who know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but clowns that do not have the basketball to stand against any, like the other man, that other B-word man, and they would rather antagonize a woman who is speaking up. It's sad to see fellow women jumping on that wagon to call this woman crazy and to allow these men run around with these narratives when you know deep in your heart that she's not making all of these things up. But one thing I like about Karma, it will come knocking to you, because Akademiks was also one of those people who were quick to say, Nicki's just saying anything, or she's just ranting, until she got on the wrong side of Fraudulent Nation. And now she's talking about black cars being parked outside of people who work for him. Doesn't sound so ridiculous now, Akademiks, huh? All of a sudden, it sounds sane to you when you say it. But when another person says it, oh, they're crazy. But when it's now happening to you, that's when you're now turning around and expecting us to say, yeah, just because Akademiks says it. It sucks, really. It really sucks to be a woman, because a black woman at that, who refuses to be a puppet, because that's what it all comes down to. If you're not playing along with their games, you are punished for speaking your truth. And you, Akademiks, have been part of that narrative, unfortunately. Even though you're now coming out now to say that, oh, well, this is what they do, you have been part of the problem. You are still part of the problem. But anyway, let me insert what they had to say. I don't think that after that I'm going to be coming back. So thank you very much, you guys, for watching. And thank you very much for making it this far. See you in my next video. Actually, there is a very interesting thing that I want us to discuss. And turn on your notification bell, because very soon I'm going to be posting another video. And I wanted to talk about this yesterday, but let's talk about it today. Until my next one, see you.
Dear DJ Akademiks, you are asking questions. You are asking logical questions and expecting logical answers. However, There is nothing logical in a game, okay? There's nothing logical in these games. You understand? You are in a game that you never signed up to play. The people that are doing this are using you as a part of the game as just another distraction to the docket. You see a bunch of staged court cases, staged, depositions. You see the things that you are doing that you thought they wouldn't think that you would do, they did know that you would do that. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They want you to go on the internet and scream about them. Anything but anything but for the people to pay attention to them dockets. You see, the questions that you're asking are logical, but only if this were in a logical frequency. You are just a part of this game that those people are currently playing. They need the loudest voices to be irritated at the same time to get on social media to drown out the docket. They need to distract you. They need to distract my fans to drown out the docket.
Yo, chat, please. What do I gotta do? Do I gotta hit up Azalea Banks? We gotta get out of this group chat. Now, let me address what Nicki's saying. By the way, I want to make it clear. Obviously, for the Barbs and for anybody else, me and Nicki hasn't had the best relationship. We really haven't had a relationship at all. I think the last time we talked just wasn't friendly. It's whatever. I don't think she's dying to try to talk to me. I don't think I'm dying to talk to her. And that's important to say because sometimes you'll get these people who are skeptical that think people are in cahoots. And if I was in cahoots with people, Nicki Minaj would be the last person. Okay, so it's like when you hear me say this, it's really because when you hear me say anything, it's because I'm like, I wish I could come on here and call her batshit crazy. And I would probably have a nice little field day. It would have been amazing. But then I've seen certain things where I'm like, I'm not going to come on here and be like, everything she's saying is true. But I'm like, yeah, I can't say nothing that she's saying is absolutely false, given what I've seen that the people she's talking about have done. That's reality. Now, to her comments. And I need the audience to hold me accountable. But to make sure I don't get cynical, if that makes sense. Because when Nicki says that, and I'm telling you, without looking at anything, I'm reacting live. If y'all could clip the whole thing, there's not like I'm researching. As she's talking about distraction, and we want the loudest voice, and I would guess like, and suppose maybe I'm one of the loudest voices, maybe, I don't know. They want them to speak about certain things that could be a distraction. And usually I would say, nah, you're full of shit. Except I want to keep going back to my first deposition with ROC Nation, where the moment that I told people what they were attempting to do to me, their lawyers said, tell Desiree this. And that was shocking. And what I took from that, honestly, was, oh, they're trying to sue me. They're trying to build some shit up. But maybe, I don't know. And again, I'm shooting from the hip here. Maybe as what Nicki's saying, no, they're involving you because they know you are a nigga who's gonna say everything online, and you are someone who could easily try to bring the conversation elsewhere while they still do other things subvertly. That's what I have to believe. Do y'all understand? Do I have to repeat it again? I will. In my perspective, what Nicki just said, it made slightly sense when she says, they're not that surprised that you're running your mouth. Because, yo, chat, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. Yo, you know when there was some people on Twitter like, yo, Ak, you're editing your tweet mad times. I wrote those tweets driving away from the courthouse. Bro, you know, yo, you can't do nothing to Akademiks in secret, bro. I'm not going to wait till I couldn't even wait till I get to the crib, bro. Nigga, yeah, go look at my story on Instagram. I drove past the police tweeting, my nigga. Like, I'm going to let everybody know, world know. So that's why I was shocked. I'm like, if they know who I am, and then I seen there was a tweet that said, tell Desiree, are they scared that I'm going to bring it to the public, or maybe it's within their plan that Akademiks going to bring certain things to the public? I can't tell. I really don't know. So when Nicki says, no, Ak, they know what you're going to do. They're just using you as the loudest mouthpiece for a distraction, though. Again, I know some of y'all want to say, no, Nicki's sick, Nicki's whatever, but I can't dismiss it. I can't. I cannot dismiss it. Let me see if I can look it up. I don't know if anyone has a screenshot of it. Right here. These lawyers, they couldn't either hold their bladder or they all needed food. I think somebody did number 2 or something while we were doing it. They're like, yo, we need some more time. We got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, damn. Yo, what y'all got in the cafeteria up there at the ROC Nation lawyer offices? They could hold their bladders break after break after break. So on one of the breaks, I posted, yo, they're asking me crazy shit up in here about Drake everybody. Listen, I'm going to snitch. I'm going to tell the world. Look what she says. And this is where I realized See, that's the thing. They know I'm going to say it. Yo, one thing for sure when it comes to shit like this, people know Akademiks ain't holding it down. I'm telling I'm sparking up the stream to tell. He got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. If you're the lawyer. Look, here we go. I don't know if you can see it, but look, listen. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. And this is where I realized we got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. Look, so this message here, while I'm talking to them, says, tell Des I said, blah, blah, blah. He couldn't get to the end of the shit without posting it. So when Nicki says that, I want to say, Nicki, you're losing it. You're full of shit. However, ROC Nation already showed that when, y'all know me, I'm the same person. I'm going to roll my mouth. Pause. When I start to expose shit, they said tell Des, and I was thinking, oh, tell Des because that's a bad thing. But the way Nicki just made it sound, they knew you were going to do this. They used you as a mouthpiece to distract. You get what I'm saying? Look what she says. And this is where I realized we got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. If you're the lawyer for Megan Pete, why would you need to tell Des? Who's Des? The only Des that I know, and I could be wrong. Desiree Perez, the co-founder and chief executive officer of ROC Nation. So you did this. So with y'all sitting there with me for 7 hours claiming that y'all had zero affiliation. And that, yes, even if y'all did represent ROC Nation, this is a Meg Thee Stallion thing.
My conduct in that deposition, y'all are in an internal chat reporting, go tell ROC Nation CEO this. Akademiks is posting about the deposition.
Am I losing the chat? Tell me. It appears to me that their association with Desiree Perez may have be what exactly Nicki's saying. Yo, Ak, you think you getting some exclusive shit, but they're using you as a distraction for the real shit.
Tell ROC Nation CEO this. Akademiks is posting about the deposition. Come on, gang. Come on. When I tell y'all that ROC Nation, Desiree Perez, in my belief, is lining the whole industry up, and everything, even the Meg Thee Stallion, the Halle Baileys of the world, if you connected to ROC Nation, trust me, they're cooking up some type of poisonous secret sauce to get your ass. Y'all think I'm lying? Well, here it is in 4K. The lawyers of Megan Thee Stallion, because I posted a story saying, yo, I'm in this deposition, they're asking about Drake. She says, tell Des, I said he couldn't get to the end of the depot without posting about it. All these names, you know, it'll be interesting to figure out who these people are. Kayla Fleming, Julian Scholem, Joseph Bocci. They're probably pretty good. They're probably pretty good guys. I have nothing wrong with Quinn Emanuel, but I could tell that ROC Nation is a puppeteer pulling them strings.
These were all the lawyers that were on it.
That's not onto y'all chat. This particular deposition, I'm not a defendant. I'm not an involved party. They claim that I might have discoverable evidence. That's why they've subpoenaed me. And the subpoena required me to do a deposition that they should have been asking me about my knowledge of any information that could help or hurt the defendant or the plaintiff. And the people they asked me about was people like Nicki Minaj, Drizzy Drake. Hey, did Drake ever pay you? Did he ever do this? Who is Grand Wizard Chat Nigga? What else they asked me? Well, they asked me everything. But y'all didn't focus on the case. They asked me mostly about Tory. It's a little bit odd to me. But anyway, if anyone, you know, because sometimes people think I'm cool, like, yo, like he was making shit up. In the deposition for Meg, they're saying tell Desiree.
Let's go back to what Nicki said.
Okay. First things first. Dear DJ Akademiks. DJ Akademiks, you are asking questions. You are asking...
Yo, chat, I hate to cut it off here, but I'm going to be honest with you. Nicki has she has a bigger bank account than me. I love the chat niggas, but the Barbs are really in this. I kind of don't want to fight this fight. Respectfully. And don't call me a bitch, but I don't want to fight this fight. I'm kind of watching. It looks like Nicki is down to fight the fight. But I kind of want to say, like, Nicki, I'm not. You're on your own.
You are asking logical questions and expecting logical answers. However, there is nothing logical in a game. Okay? There's nothing logical in these games. You understand? You are in a game that you never signed up to play. The people that are doing this are using you as a part of the game as just another distraction to the docket.
What docket is she talking about? Does anybody know what docket she's talking about?
You see, a bunch of staged court cases, staged, depositions. You see, the things that you are doing that you thought they wouldn't think that you would do, they did know that you would do that. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They want you.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, that's the smartest thing that he said. the things that you're doing that you think they wouldn't think you're doing. Like, for example, I remember sitting in a deposition at first. I'm like, y'all really want to bring me into this? You know, I got the biggest mouth. Pause. I'm going to be the loudest person in media about this. I'm going to help expose you. Why would you want to even bring me into it? But what Nicki's saying is, to bring you in it is exactly the point.
They want you to go on the internet and scream about them. Anything but anything but for the people to pay attention to them dockets. You see,
What doc is, Chad?
the questions that you're asking are logical, but only if this were in a logical frequency. You are just a part of this game that those people are currently playing. They need the loudest voices to be irritated at the same time to get on social media to drown out the docket. They need to distract you. They need to distract my fans to drown out the docket.
What's the docket, y'all? What is the docket? New filing in Hadley versus Perez outlined alleged conspiracy between ROC Nation CEO and state officials. What? What? What the fuck?
Okay. First things first. Dear DJ Akademiks.
Yo, chat. I rock with Nicki, but Nicki, you got way more money than me. You got like 15 million barbs. Keep me out the group chat, please. I break this thing. Nicki, whatever you finna do, whatever finna come out of this, please just leave me out of it. I'm begging you. Reason why I'm begging you is because I don't got the resources like you. And I love to go to war, but I don't like to go to war when I don't got enough shit. You are extremely wealthy. You got a lot of things going on. Please leave me out of group chat.